All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about pettiness on an entirely different level. As Gervonta Davis's rematch with Lamont Roach, I'm hearing the fight is set, but a certain organization is obsessed with the failure of Gervonta Davis and is going out of their way to block undercard matchups on that fight card. Let's talk about All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where we've got a lot of shenanigans going on, and I want to give you an update on it so that you guys know what's going on with the Gervonta Davis fight with Lamont Roach that is, my understanding, agreed to take place on August 16th, but we got problems. We got problems because a certain person that I consider to be a tyrant has a personal vendetta, I'm being told, against Gervonta Davis, and says if I can't have Gervonta Davis, nobody can have Gervonta Davis. Man, that sounds like some real fugazi thinking, but trust me, it's very, very believable when you know the type of people we're dealing with. Before I get into the details, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. But look, I just want to share this information because I am anxiously anticipating knowing exactly when Gervonta Davis is going to be fighting and who's going to be fighting on the undercard. If you hadn't been watching PBC cards of late over the last year, definitely all of last year, and I do believe from the beginning, maybe the middle part of 2023, all of their pay-per-views started being very, very stacked. So you started seeing guys, Gervonta Davis on the same card as David Benavidez. You start seeing, Gary Antoine Russell being at the third fight, the third to last fight. You just see a bunch of very, very good fight cards or fights on the card on the cards that PBCs are doing. Like, for example, even the fight card where Lamont Roach had lost, where Gervonta Davis had a draw against Lamont Roach, you had Gary Antoine Russell on that undercard fighting Rayo Valenzuela in a fight that wound up being an incredible, incredible fight that brought a lot of value to people. But unfortunately, we have a lot of very unfair business practices going on in the sport of boxing right now. And without telling you the very specific ones that I've been told that have taken place, let me give you the general things that people do. And that way I don't have to worry about somebody accusing me of saying that they did something that they didn't do. Right. Well, first thing that you can do is if you want to destroy somebody's card, their undercard, is you make a bunch of offers on the venue that they have. And you compete with their venues and put deposits down on the venue, set the date aside for a venue just so that venue is occupied. And when people are trying to plan for their events, they worry about whether or not that date is going to be available for them. Or since that date is not available for them, they may not be able to put on their show at all. Other ways that people go about messing with fight cards is to try to make offers to every undercard fighter that you want on your fight so that you kind of prevent this fight from having a very good offer on the table for people, right? A top to bottom offer, which is, something besides just the main event, something that is a really good event, right? Something that's a good secondary fight, second fight, the second to last fight, or co-main, if you want to call that, and some nice preliminary fights, right? Well, if the promoter for those fighters keep getting offers to be on other fight cards, and the fight card is a month after Gervonta Davis's fight card, and they are saying, well, we're going to pay you this, we're going to pay you this, we're going to pay you that, really trying to pay undercard fighters well above what their going rate is, just so that they won't be available for that undercard. And I'm telling you, this obsession is a very, very real obsession. And when did it start? It started when Gervonta Davis had the audacity to insult Turki Alalshikh. I mean the audacity to insult Turki Alalshikh. Somebody in Turki Alalshikh's position, somebody that I would consider the dude to be, if he ain't a warlord, he's definitely a military guy that is engaged in psychological warfare through the sport of boxing and through sports. I definitely believe he's that. But when you basically thumb your nose at him, or you basically blow him off and make a joke of him, and people are laughing at him, and he's unable to get a major fight done, that causes frustration on this guy's part. And guys like that are going to go lash out at you in any way, shape, or form that they can lash out at you. There's a really good movie. If you're not familiar with a 1960s middleweight whose name was Hurricane Carter, and he always had trouble with the law during his career, but the movie traces the problem that he had with the law throughout his whole career to some incident that happened when he was a child, where he had a run-in with somebody that was a very influential man, and this very influential man wanted to make sure that Hurricane Carter, was always punished for having the audacity to be indignant to this man. That is what you're going to wind up seeing in the sport of boxing more and more often, if Turki Alalshikh is actually able to do what Turki Alalshikh wants to do. You're going to see a lot of people, a lot of just crazy shenanigans going on. For example, take the fact that Shakur Stevenson had the audacity to tell Turki Alalshikh that he needed to pay him what he said he was going to get paid, right? What does Turki Alalshikh do? Turki Alalshikh throws him on the undercard to Edgar Berlanga and Hamaz Shiraz, just out of just nothing other than 100% pure pettiness. So if you want to know why some of these PBC cards are having a harder time getting off the ground, it's because you've got an egomaniac billionaire who's out there trying to make sure that Gervonta Davis specifically pays the price for being indignant and being disrespectful to him. That type of garbage. But hopefully it won't be too much longer. But even that's not promised, as Turki Alalshikh screwed over Dana White already by counter-programming him and his UFC fight with a Terrence Crawford-Canelo Alvarez fight on the same day. Man, you got to love a partner like that. Anyway, just wanted to update you on some of the banana nonsense going on behind the scenes. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.